This is Clear Cut. Once again, our top story. Anti-government protests across many locations in Iran continue tonight, and that is despite security forces using tear gas to disperse those demonstrations. There are also, again, reports of live ammunition being fired at the protesters. Of course, the regime used a shoot-to-kill policy against protesters in November and December of last year that left at least 1,500 Iranian people dead. Let's get back to tonight's opening panel. Iman, Forough, Ryan Ball and Ryan Morrow. Iman, from the perspective of the protesters, these tweets from the president praising their bravery and encouraging them, what impact are they having?
Hi, Michelle. The impact is immense and enormous. This is the first time in the last 40 years since the Islamic jihadist regime came on that a U.S. president has supported him and also tweeted in Farsi supporting him. This is huge for them. And as I told you earlier, and I can talk about it when it's time today, the other shoe is yet to drop. This plane was shot intentionally due to the state secrets on it. I have the name of the two people that were on it that were not supposed to leave Iran, and much more.
Wait, Iman, you're saying that when the regime says it was an accident that they took down this Ukrainian plane, that was not, in fact, the case, that this was an intentional act by the Iranians?
That's actually exactly what I'm saying. If you look at my tweet last Tuesday, about an hour or so after this plane came down, that's what I said. So this is what we know from two independent sources from inside Iran, if I may. This plane, some say that already taxied, but definitely was delayed for about an hour or so before it took off. IRI security forces went on the plane and by force removed 4 passengers. We're not sure exactly who, but we're told that one of those 4 was probably a high-ranking Sepah IRG person fleeing Iran. Then they found out that there was 2 more on the plane that should have not been there. They've had secrets, and they've had close contacts with Soleimani. That's when the kill order and shoot order came. We have further information that we tweeted a few days ago. The government then ordered firefighters and gave them a lot of Basij forces. They confiscated their phones, and they went ahead and started cleaning up a crash site, followed by a bulldozer before anybody else was supposed to come in or come in to investigate. We also have some good information that the black box was connected to some very high voltage whatever, hoping that maybe they can destroy that or the chips inside it. This is what we know. I also read today, I haven't confirmed, that the Ukrainian Prime Minister had said that many of the luggage of the passengers were not loaded to the plane when it took off. So this is, I'll pause right here.
Well, Iman, certainly some of what you said regarding the plane crash we've already verified as accurate, including the regime destroying the evidence. But you're making a serious allegation that this wasn't an accident, that this was intentional. To be fair, Iman, you've been on this show before and you have given us insights into Iran from your sources on the ground that have proven to be accurate, contrary to what was being reported at the time. Iman, let's focus on the protests and the president's support. What do they want to see coming from the U.S.? The tweets are good. They're encouraging. The sanctions are certainly putting the squeeze on the regime, and the regime has taken out one of Iran's top terror masterminds. But are they demanding anything more when the president says that he supports them?
Right away, just to clarify, obviously we do not have 100% confirmation that it was intentional, but putting all the information together and other information we have, chances are very high this happened. With regard to the tweet of the president and what people of Iran want, people of Iran have always asked for a moral support more than just a few words here and there from the president of the United States. I believe what President Trump yesterday tweeted and asked the Iranian government, don't kill your people, open the internet and let the human rights representatives inside Iran to report freely. That is one of the reasons that we have yet not seen massive killing of the people. And I believe if people have the internet and if they know the world is watching them, they will take the matters in their own hand and they'll bring down this regime as we had anticipated for the last few months. I think the end is very close.
All right, Iman, we do appreciate you sharing what is yet unverified reports, but we appreciate you sharing your intelligence with us as you get it. And as I've said, your intelligence has proven to be accurate in the past. Iman, going back to you and the protests on the ground, is there an organized opposition? Who is organizing these protests? Is there a viable alternative should the regime fall? Who's ready to step up?
I'm glad you asked that. First of all, 3 or 4 days ago, Secretary Pompeo made a very, very important order to State Departments. He basically listed 5 separate opposition groups, including MEK, Komole, the Kurdistan Free whatever. Some of them that are known to be violent, some of them are known to actually want to break up Iran. That State Department personnel are not supposed to speak to them anymore. In fact, there have been a lot of attempts by others to go and talk to the State Department. On the other hand, Iran Liberation Congress, along with about at least 9 or 10 other organizations that are democratic, they all believe that at this point, even though there is not one united leadership, they all believe that there's only one person who can bring everybody together, and that is the ex-Prince Reza Pahlavi of Iran, not for him to become the new king, but he's someone that over the 40 years has shown that everyone from a pro-monarchy, a pro-Republican type of organizations, they believe that he can be the catalyst to lead the Iran past Islamic Republic until the new constitution of Iran decides what form of government the future of Iran will hold.
All right. We will, of course, continue to monitor the story. Thank you so much, Ryan Morrow, Ryan Ball, and Iman Forougtan. Appreciate it.